Are we live? Yes, we are. Great. Good evening. This is Andre Sanders down here in Jacksonville, Florida, and the rest of my panel of Overcoming the Odds. We just want just to give you guys just some insights and some tips on the reason why the main purpose for a blog. So without any other further ado, we'll go from my left to my right, and we'll go all the way to the UK right now. So Ian, take it away, man, real quick.
Yeah, hey guys, it's Ian from the UK and here every week, same time, same place. So like interested in what we're doing. But anyway, you're watching this right now, and you know what we're talking about, purpose of the blog and stuff. So, like this is going to be stuff we're going to be sharing on this hangout. So like if you're interested in finding out more about what blogging is, how we're using blogs to leverage an online business, then you sure want to stay tuned for that. But like as far as it goes, maybe you're stuck right now in a job, maybe you're on your own business anyway, and you're just looking for more time and more leverage to be able to sustain yourself and live more of a life on your own terms. Then that's something that we're going to be talking about. So it's something to stay tuned for. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Hey guys, it's Neil Engineer. I'm also residing in the UK, just a little bit further south from Ian, just across the pond from Andre and Patricia. And blogging for me it's a way to reach out, to capture your audience's attention, and ultimately bring them in to show them what you're all about. But we'll talk a lot more about this as we go on. But if you're not sure what blogging's all about, what you need to be doing for it, and how you can use it, these are the kind of things that we're going to be discussing today. But once I realized how I could utilize the power of a blog and what I needed to do, it dramatically increased the message that I was sharing, the people that I was actually bringing into my business, and the leads I was generating, all that kind of attention I was getting, all through the power of blogging. And it is a fantastic way for you to get your message out and just share what you have. So yeah, I mean, that for me is what blogging is all about. It's great, and you just need to pay attention and take notes and just apply everything that you learned. But you can also, if you do have any questions, something that perhaps maybe we've said that you're not quite sure about, or if there's something in particular you'd like us to try, and maybe something you're stuck with, there's plenty of things that we can try and discuss. So we're always open to what other things maybe you're quite stuck with. So if you've got any questions, always give us a shout out. We're always happy to help as well. So yeah, with that, I'll send it across to you, Patricia.
Hi everybody, my name is Patricia Henry, and I live in California, Victorville, California, right on the edge of the Mojave Desert. So the weather here has been quite hot the last couple of days, and it's predicted to be in the hundreds. So, but yeah, I have a blog as well, and the subject that we're going to get into is, what is a blog and why do you need it? We've heard it coined that if you don't have a blog, you're homeless on the internet. So like I said, we're going to get into that, and that's our subject for this Friday. And let's do this, guys. Oh, please, too, also, like Neil said, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments area below. If you scroll down, you'll see where you can enter your name or the comments, and we'd love to answer any of your questions. We're going to be monitoring that as we go along for this hour-long hangout.
Also, too, since you just heard from all of us, notice that we're literally from around the world. So just let us know also in the comments what part of the world you're tuning in from as well. This is no different from like for example, there's another social media site, Periscope, that I normally do too. That's a whole different subject down the road. But getting right back into what we were talking about as far as, okay, the main purpose of a blog. Okay, what is it for starters? If you were younger, or if you ever used to like just hold stuff just to remember, like as a journal or a diary, that's really what a blog is. Is that it can be used online. If you want to get certain information, like for example, you want to learn how to bake a cake, and you get the information, more than likely that same information was probably left on there online maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Pity the owner still kept that information on there, but that's really what it is as far as putting information out, pretty much expressing yourself. You know, if you have a strong feeling about something or whatever, you know, maybe that's towards sports. For example, you can go and share your own expression and stories about sports. If you want to talk about, let's say, for example, you're a business owner. Let's say you own a bakery shop. You can have also on there your different products that you sell to the time, maybe your dates as far as when you're open to, maybe some of the checkouts as well. Just give me just a little bit of as far as exactly what is it. I mean, because I know some people might not know what it is exactly. We want to get into it later down the road too, as far as like what exactly how you can share the information as well. On there as well, because we're going to be just pretty much sharing just a little bit some stuff as far as like what we like to not so much what we like to talk about, but as far as just like showing you, okay, this is how, you know, maybe your blog setup is because since we have 4 people on here, we have 4 different personalities, which is great. So just take something that you want to go and you want to use to implement for yourself, and then just run with it. That's the main thing. So like for example, some people might think, oh, okay, so like for example, I've been playing football, semi-pro football for the last several years. So you might be thinking right at the brick, oh, okay, he loves to blog about sports. Not so fast, my friend, because since we're all business owners as well, we also like to pretty much engage in this different personal development stuff to just help us move forward throughout helping us build our business. Personally, that's what I like to blog about. You know, I'm not too sure about what everybody else has. Like, for example, maybe lifestyle might be something like how Miss Patricia would like to blog about. I could be wrong. Or like for example, as far as different marketing tips, that could be something as far as like what Neil likes to talk about. And I can mention that because I know these guys. But I'm just saying that's just an example as far as like, oh, okay, you can go and just talk about that. That's fine. You know, not saying we have anybody on here, and let us know if you are. No, just kidding. But if you want to just be negative about a certain situation, guess what? You can talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? As far as how just expressing yourself. You know, so I mean, now obviously I was kidding, but still, seriously, you can express yourself how you want to, and guess what? It's on there. It's your platform. And again, we're going to show that later here and down the road in a few moments. But just giving you this in the back of the mind as far as, okay, this is what could be put on there. Now, anybody else too, as far as like how you like to exactly see the purpose of a blog, you know?
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I say, that the whole purpose of a blog is just getting your voice out there, just making yourself known and just being heard. Really, I mean, I'm sure that people have got. I mean, if you go on Facebook, for example, people are always talking about. It could be anything, really. I mean, I see people talking about all kinds of things, whether it be football or, you know, anything that they've seen on TV or anything like that. So, I mean, as you just mentioned, you know, about football, somebody who's really, really passionate about football, maybe they don't actually want to make a job out of it, so to speak, and actually make money from it, but maybe they want to talk about their favourite football team and perhaps detail out, like, you know, their experience with or their favourite player, and, you know, you can basically go into something as really, really specific as you can, but it's all about what you're passionate about. So, I mean, don't think that you have to talk about one specific topic because that's what everyone else is talking about, because if that's not what you're passionate about, it will come through. And you know, you always talk about what you're passionate about. And Andre, you hit my nail straight on the head. You know, I always like to talk about marketing tips because I'm always looking to try and find a way of just trying to provide value. And just, you know, when I first when I first got online, I tried to learn everything myself. And when people said to me, oh, you need a mentor, and I just like, no, I don't need that. I'll figure this out for myself. But I tried looking for everywhere, and I tried everything that I found online, but it was no good. I mean, this was I'm talking 6 years ago now. So I mean, the market's moved on now. So I'm not saying everything you find out there is no good. And like I said, I tested it, but I always find what works for me. So if I find something that I think is really good and I know it's working for me, or if I see somebody else out there who's saying this is working for them, I'll share it as well. But it has to be something that I know is working, whether for me or somebody else. So I'm always looking to try and help people because I know that trying to figure things out on your own is no good and it's going to take you a lot longer. So I always try and provide as much value as I can, something that I know you can get started with today just to improve your business, even if it's just that slight bit. But, you know, it has to be something that you're passionate about. Another thing I'm passionate about is football. I love football. England and American football, completely different. But you know, I talk about soccer as it would be known in America, football as it would be known in England, and I absolutely love it. So I mean, if I was to talk about football, you know, I'd grab quite a lot of attention because it's quite big over in the UK. It's, I'd say, the most popular sport. In fact, it is the most popular sport over here. So you'll grab a lot of attention. But all you have to do is generally just talk about football, and you'll grab so many people's attention. If you start posting every single day, eventually you're going to get people coming across to you, and they'll just start sharing their experience, and you'll find a common ground with someone, and that's what it's all about. You're just finding a common ground with someone, and that's what, for me, what the blog is all about. You're just putting your voice out there, and you're being true to who you are. So it's what you're passionate about, and you speak to other people who are equally as passionate, and that is where you start forging friendships and relationships. And one thing I said on one of our previous hangouts that we had, I got started at a job 7 years ago, and I literally known someone for 2 minutes, worked at the same company, and all I mentioned was the fact that I was a season ticket holder at Nottingham Forest, which is my football club. And that was it. Since then, it's like I've known him for 7 years. We're best mates now. And that's all it took. It was just something like that. But if you did that online, you could have someone like Andre is in Florida, Patricia's in California. You could have someone across the opposite end of the world, but they will be almost like your best mate because you have such a common, you're passionate about something, they're equally as passionate about something. And once you have that bond, it doesn't matter where they are in the world, you will be best mates for life, because you have that passion. And that, like I said, that's what you share on a blog. That's what you share with the world. And that's what you attract in your life, because you just want to talk about what you're passionate about. And if you can find someone who's equally as passionate about that, you're just going to build a huge, huge following, because that's what you're going to attract. You're going to have people that just love talking about that specific topic. And then from there, you start forging relationships, sharing ideas, and perhaps talking about other things. It's just one idea that evolves into something, but it starts with what you're most passionate about, because that's what you know most about, and you're going to want to research it and know more about it and get involved with it a lot more. So that, for me, is where your starting point is. So if you've never had a blog, you don't know what a blog's all about, and you're not sure where to get your content from, I'd always say start with what you're most passionate about, because that is what you're going to know the most about, and that's what you're going to want to actually have. That's where you have everything to do with every single day. You talk about it, you research it, you read about it. That's your world at the moment. So start with that and then branch out.
Yes. I was going to say, I'm monitoring our comments down there, and we have a visitor from Canada. See that? We have people from all across the world. When you do a hangout like this, we can also take this and put this on our blog, and more visitors can see our hangouts as well. So that's one thing about having a blog. You can put information such as this hangout on there and reach out to even more people. So a blog being your personal diary, as it is described, it doesn't have to just be just for you. We want to reach out to the world with our blogs, and that's one thing I like about having a blog, being able to put my personal lifestyle on there, which I've done, and I like to share information for me with people who are retired like myself. Again, I am an older person. You guys are all younger than I am that are on the panel. I feel like I'm your grandmother. But to make a long story short, I love blogging because, again, it reaches the masses of the audience that I want to reach. And that's okay if younger people do read my blogs as well. But it's fun. It's like having a beautiful site that you can decorate and put everything on it that you want and personalize it to share with the world. So.
All right, I guess do we want to go and just start showing off a little bit, living the bits and pieces of our blog, just to give them this pretty much. Let me get it set. This is pretty much to show you as far as expressing our own selves. Hold it one sec. And then I say, it's funny, I do say that, I love personal development, but what's that first thing you see right there? Oh, what do you know? My own football picture, my championship game. It's funny. I always like to talk about this is from a championship game last year, and this is a picture from this year. And I have it set up where it's on my personal profile on Facebook. You can do that, but this, just letting you scroll through. This is one theme, and what I mean by theme is just far. Look at the what's the word I want to say? Use. I guess this is pretty much just the outlook, how it looks. Kind of simple, Obviously, you got your recent posts right here to some of the comments as well from it's our buddy Josh too that we met from Canada. So if I'm not mistaken, he might be on here watching. So big shout out to you, Josh. Obviously, too. Okay, here we go. Categories. The reason why we have a challenge within our company as far as 21-day blogging challenge, well, really, to get in the habit of anything, it takes about 2.5 weeks, good or bad habits. So, you get in momentum as far as doing something for 21 days. Guess what? You kind of built yourself a habit almost subconsciously and consciously as well. So that's a cool thing. Different businesses as well. Previous hangout, some marketing tips, music from one of my coworkers as well. I was helping him promote that. So you see different categories. Remembering great examples. Some people from beyond our time, like for example, I'll show you a couple of them. Let's see, hangouts. What are you talking about, hangouts? I don't even know which one this is right here. We're about to find out anyway. Oh, how to increase engagement on social media. Ooh, I shouldn't show them this much because I want them to go and actually click it and learn some more information. Hint. But that was just pretty much just as far as showing how the outlook looks as well too. And then some people might be asking, okay, but how can I post this exact blog link? Go to the top right here. All you have to do is simply copy and paste, and then or you can just do something like this. Some simple icons. I post them pretty much on all of them. So for example, this is what happens. Bam, you can change the title. This goes a little bit more beyond to what we're talking about. But if I want to change the title as far as the main purpose of our blog, of a blog, even though I'm not going to, but you pretty much got the idea as far as you can share this information out anyway. Obviously, Facebook as well, Pinterest, Google Plus, which I know Neil and I just found out from one of our mentors within our company, as far as another group, or should I say communities. Again, I'm just showing you this as far as look at that sweet light box. That's go and capture for those that want to be potential leads. I gotta show this. This is so people want to get into, to go and subscribe to get on our own autoresponder. Hint, which we will be showing this at a later time. So you have to tune in, possibly the next week, if we might go over that. And let's see, go back out here again. But I mean, obviously, right now you get the point though too, as far as different banners too as well. Oh, this is my personal favorite banner. I gotta show this one. Let's scroll all the way down, and bam! What does that say? True learning doesn't happen here. Is that not true? Unfortunately, for most of society, it might be a chair. I like the sofa because of somebody. If I've read a lot of his books, Robert Kiyosaki has had that, and I love seeing that couch. But again, too, as far as that's pretty much, again, showing you as far as some of my own passions. All I have to do is really, I just imagine this is a mirror. That's all you have to do is just take a look in it and see what you're really passionate about. Because some people will ask, well, I don't know what to talk about every day. Some people might have been looking, man, you got something literally every day. Yeah, I have something to talk about every day. But I mean, that's because I've obviously educated myself what I want to talk about. Not just going to say anything and everything. Leave that fun stuff for Facebook. Not saying that it's bad or anything, because you can share that to us on Facebook. A lot of people do that. I've seen that, for example, how Patricia will send out some information. Ian has done the same thing as well too, as far as putting it on Facebook, and then so be it. So you can also get some engagement there too. But I just kind of show you just a little bit as far as how you can get some engagement within that particular post. Not just so much your blog, but just pretty much a particular post. I know too in our company we always say as far as Block Daily, tell others. That's the tell others part right there. as far as sharing the information, or do like what we do sometimes after we come, meet up with new people at our company events, as far as like, hey, what's your website, your blog, and then we might go and give a comment as well after reading through their posts. So we'd like to help out as well, maybe give out certain certifications or whatever. Personally, I'm not that big into as far as the SEO part of a blog post or whatever, but I don't mind getting some engagement too, or just helping somebody else out too, because you will get likes when you stick with it. Trust me, within that 21 days, I'm not going to guarantee you anything. That's obviously, we had an income disclosure in the bottom of a platform. I'm not going to guarantee you any particular results, what we do, or we're not going to guarantee you any money as well, because those results are always going to be varying, and they're always typical as well, but they're not typical, but they are possible. The results might be a lot better than mine. You might get one blog post, you might have like 30 comments on it, but we don't know how many blog posts that will be until you actually get that, unless you have like a lot of people that are really engaged too, as far as, hey, take a look at this. Just give me an example. That's just again my thing too. I know these are the other three here in this panel. Their things are probably a lot more fancy than mine. I'm kind of simple. What can I say? So I like to keep it simple too. We've changed this platform, if I'm not mistaken. They're coming, I think this is the third or fourth time, always doing something better. I personally like the previous setting. That's why I have my theme that way. Cause I was like, well, damn, the theme didn't even last that long. We only had it for a few months, and then bam, we had this new blog platform called the Kalatu themes. I'm like blogs. I'm like, all right, let me go back to this theme, because I like that. Personally, I like it better. So you saw the banners or whatnot. You can change it however you want. Have a particular picture however you want to. Obviously the picture, because I want people to see my face. Another thing I didn't show real quick, and I'll let somebody else go and share theirs as well. But, and this might be somewhere between what you, Patricia, or Ian pretty much would like. But let's see, as far as we already mentioned this, as far as maybe having your own videos on there, you can do that as well. It's never set up as well on here. But you might scroll through. Oh, look at this! This guy looks familiar. You can do stuff like that on this with this as well. Plus your own videos on there. For those that don't mind getting in front of the camera and start talking, you can go and do that. And obviously you might have a light box to pop up as well, so you can get the information from somebody. So I'm just giving you an example as far as how that platform might look, or that theme setup would be looking. Again, that's my own intake. I don't know about anybody else's. I know there's a lot different. So we'll see if they want to go and share themselves as far as their own platform for their blogs.
Does Ian want to? You want to do it?
Yeah. Like we're talking about oh no, I'm getting an echo and everything. We've talked about like the purpose of a blog, which is we're just sharing our message, like whatever any sort of message in any sort of niche, any sort of passion that you have, it's perfect for that. But like what I want to talk about more is like why. We know like the purpose of why you want to like the purpose of why you should blog, but why do you want to go and do it? Why you're watching this hangout now and like wondering like why should I go and start my own blog, per se, is maybe the question you're asking yourself right now. And it's like, I take it back from, I can only speak from like my experience, but like when I first got started, it's like I just got so sick and tired of being stuck in this rut doing someone else's business and not having any control in my life, that it's like I had to find a better way out there to figure out a way that I can take back control of my own life and live more of a life on my own terms. Whereas like you may be in a similar position right now and you're wondering, it's like it gives you that much flexibility, doing all this research online of like how to make how to be able to sustain yourself online and figuring out after a lot of research, hours at nights and whatever, and figuring out that it's just the blog is just a perfect opportunity to be able to share your message of whatever that message is to you. But like for me, it's like be able to live life on your own terms and not having to waste your hours away doing what someone else wants. Stuck in either their job or stuck in a business. Like for me, it was working for my dad on the farm, not having that flexibility to being able to go and really truly express who I really am, and for me to be able to come online now and really share you know, what I'm interested in, what, you know, fulfills me, what I'm passionate about, then, you know, it's a perfect opportunity to be able to do that, to be able to leverage a blog, and it gives you so much, you know, opportunity, because you can speak to, like we talked about, you know, you can reach people all over the world that you never be able to do in like an offline business, per se, or a brick and mortar business. You know, you can, you know, it's like someone says, it's like your online real estate. You know, you put content out there, and it's like it's going to be there forever then, and it's like your shop. It's like you have your own shop. Your blog is your shop, so it's like you share stuff in it every day, and it's like you have your shop door open for everyone then all over the world, but it's like you share a specific message, you know, figure out what people's problems are, what, you know, for say, you know, that not got enough time, and the you know, they're so busy in the job, so busy in the businesses, that, you know, that it only takes, what did it take, a couple hours a day to post a blog post, send it to your list, and then, you know, syndicate it, spread that out across the web, learn a few marketing things, and then you can learn how to monetize it. You know, people click through your banners and go through your funnel, and you can, you know, learn to monetize it, and it's, you know, you can find out more about that, you know, when there'll be buttons somewhere on this page. But like, I kind of go around in circles, I think, now.
And we can show them, if they come back through the weeks and joining our hangout, we can show them everything that you're talking about. Because I know I did talk to someone the other day, and they are not at all, have no idea about a blog, have no idea what it's about or what to do with it, don't know the lingo, don't know the term. Blog, honestly, he said, I have no idea what that is. So each aspect of how to do things with the blog, for the blog, like you said, even monetize it, get traffic, you know, some people actually have no idea what it is. So
what's
that's
traffic?
Huh?
What's traffic? Traffic means cars, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Blog.
Stuck on the freeway, that's what traffic means, right? Well, of course I know what traffic means, and we all do, but even when I was in the fashion industry, they would use that term as to traffic, because it means the amount of people that come to the site and look at your blog and actually, you know, click on it and read it. But when I was in fashion, this was before we had blogs. I mean, there was always maybe a website, but an actual physical entity of people who would come to an event. How many people were at that event? They would count the traffic, the people who even signed up to come to the event. That was the amount of traffic that, or that's the terminology that they use. That's the word that's used for that. So did you have 100,000 visitors at that event, or did you just have one or two? So that's what traffic means. You know, getting eyeballs, in this case, not at a physical, or people not at a physical event, but on your website, on the internet. So.
Yeah, and I'd just like to add on top of that, because I know when I first started blogging, the one thing that I think held me back most was, not only was it what to blog about, but I had this kind of mentality that it was, well, who would really want to listen to me? I felt that because I was just getting started out, it was like, I'm just getting started out, so who's really going to want to listen to me? And the fact is, who knows you're just getting started? You know, how many times have you had it in your life where someone's asked you a question? It could just be about anything. You know, perhaps you was walking down the street and someone just asked you for directions. Maybe you was at work and someone asked you about something to do with your work because they didn't know. It's statistically 28,000 people are getting online every single day. The internet's getting bigger. There are thousands of people that are just getting started online. So you think what you're posting about today, somebody could be reading tomorrow that's just got started online. So, you know, you might not know a great deal, but the fact is you don't have to know everything. You just have to know enough to teach someone something, because that's what it's all about. We're all about helping other people. You can teach someone what they don't otherwise know, and to them, you're now the leader. You're now the teacher, because you taught them something that they didn't know that's helped them to progress to a bit further along in their career, and that's what it's all about. So once I understood that, I then got down to it. But that for me was the one biggest holdback about getting started, because I thought, well, you know, who's going to want to listen to me? I've only just got started. But when someone just turned around and goes, well, who knows, you've only just got started? You know, I just suddenly, you know, kind of step back and go, that's true. Nobody, well, not, I wouldn't say nobody, but people don't know you online, and the people that find your blog probably don't even know you either. I'm not going to say nobody knows you, because a friend might come across your blog. You know, I've had a couple of people who've come across my YouTube videos a little bit earlier on this week, and you know, it's crazy how it works. But most of the people that come across your blog don't know you for nothing, but they get to know you by the content you put out there. So just make sure that the content you're putting out there is something that people are searching for. So in my case, I put out there what I think is going to help someone progress a bit further in their business. So maybe it's how to get more traffic via Facebook, or maybe how to get more traffic via Twitter or Pinterest. You know, there's loads of different techniques and tactics that you can use to get more traffic or to build your business, and that's the route I tend to choose. But if you've got a passion about football, like Andre was mentioning, or if you've got lifestyle choices, like Patricia was saying, you know, people will associate themselves with that, and that's the kind of thing that people will you know, join. And if you can give them just one or two tips that they didn't otherwise know, you to them are an authority, regardless of whether you've only been blogging for 1 day or 1 year. It doesn't matter. So don't think that you have to know everything to get started. All you need to know is what you want to do, which way you want to go, and just start researching. Once you've learned something, apply it, because somebody else ain't going to know that. And like I say, 28,000 people get started every single day on the internet. That's a phenomenal amount of people that are just getting started. So you think 28,000 people find your post. I mean, that's a lot of traffic. But even if you just got a handful of those people that just got interested in your topic, and if you only just got started, so you to them are now an authority. So, you know, don't let that slight thing hold you back. Get started and just move forward. And that's the only way you're going to learn.
Yes. And I was going to say, for me and my blogs, I like lifestyle blogging, video blogging. I love interviewing people, especially like at our events that we go to and things like that. But even just local people that are around my area. And if you don't mind, I'd like to share my blog. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
I'm waiting for you to do so.
Yes, just let me screen share here. You guys are gonna have to let me know how this goes. So, okay, let me see. Okay, my desktop, and I'm gonna do this. You guys, let me know if you can see my screen.
There you go.
All right, all right. I'm gonna go to my latest blog. This is my blog, right here, guys. I have it. This is the whole of some of my my blogs that I've had, but this is one I've done recently right here. As you can see my face, I'm always making funny faces here because I learned that from one of my mentors. That's a little advertising ploy. People are going to say, well, what are you so excited about? Or is a fly in my mouth, right? You know? So this happens to be a local, I call him a local celebrity, a friend of mine. He runs his own blog, news blog up here in the high desert where I live. And his little slogan is real news, real fast, and his name is Hugo Valdez. So I interviewed him. So I had that screenshot. I found him, obviously. We ran into each other in the supermarket. And here is who I ran it. Like I said, I'm doing an interview. There's my video with him. And then I tie it in with our favorite new toy that Andre and I are playing around with, right? Another video there. But you know, I'm not going to play it, but of course it goes into me interviewing him. It's about maybe a couple of minutes long. So these type of things. And then again, you know, like Andre said, we have our my blogs over here that people could click on, recent comments that people have made, and everything. And of course, then the article, different subheadings here, and then of course a call to action, which would be to join. That's how we monetize it. We all have businesses where they could sign up. Here, leave me their email information, which I love a little bit about yourself. I have a little bit of bio here, not a lot, but and then of course they can leave a comment. So that's my blog, guys. It's very simple right now, but I do different things also on fashion, like I said, for retirees and things to draw their attention to what they might be doing. And again, I just show my lifestyle. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Let me see, where am I? Where is? Okay, there we go. And I'm going to stop screen sharing now. Let me see if I could do this right. Uh-oh. Am I still showing my screen, guys?
Yeah, we see you.
Oh, you see me? Okay, good. Okay, all right. So anyway, that's my blog. Like I said, I could have shown some more examples, but that was the latest one that I put up. And I'm in the 21-day blogging challenge, so I've got to do a couple of tonight. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm determined to do what I need to do. And it is just fun. I love the interview style of blogging, doing videos. A lot of people, as we know, are not comfortable doing that. But once they see mine on my blog, and I can even challenge them to start them themselves by watching me, and I could give tips and tricks and hacks on how to do that, so that they're not afraid of the camera, they're not afraid to get on and tell their story. Again, put it on your blog, which is your personal branding of yourself, and that's how people will get to know, like, and trust you. And eventually, if they like your content, they like what you're teaching them, they may join you, and that would be wonderful to have them on your team.
Exactly. You can also, and this is a little bit off the subject as well, but you can use still going into your blog platform. But it's also as far as doing videos. I'm glad you mentioned that as well, because Patricia and I and Neil, you brought it up as well, as far as talking about whatever you're passionate about in a video and then post on a blog. I know, within our company we've had different challenges over the last noticed probably last year and a half, as far as for those that are not really, camera shy, but you should go get your face out there. There have been several challenges. We've heard doing as many videos as you can do in 7 days, or just doing a video per day for 7 days. Our owner, David Woods, talked about doing a 90-day video challenge. I know when he brought that out about a year and a half ago, I was the type of person who was like, forget a video. Like, it's like I thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. Not saying I couldn't do it. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. Videos? I'm like, are you serious? I was like, nah. But then I started doing them, and I was like, all right, I started talking about different topics, different subjects back here in America, since it was around American football season. I talk about particular games. I noticed how many views I was getting. I was like, are you serious? People are actually listening to what I got to say about this? But I kind of did it a curious way. I did it this way. Well, let me see how many times I can talk about a particular game every Sunday. And on top of that, I was talking about my own semi-pro team as well. I threw a couple of those on my blog posts as well. But the thing is, it helped me become better as far as speaking. So I'm not really that. It doesn't really spook me if I have to get in front of a camera or whatever. I like to do most of my stuff on camera raw, so it's unedited. I don't know how to do the edit stuff on YouTube, but I've been on YouTube for about 2 years now. So that's something that you can do to put it on your blog post, so people can just see more of you. Now, I want to say I would separate YouTube and my blog platform, but I just show you I really don't. So you can do either or. It doesn't really matter. Just get what you're passionate out there. Pretty much put them out there online. For those who are business owners too, like we came back from an event literally a few weeks ago, and we have other people in other businesses as well as our the one that we're talking about as well. But the thing is, for those who are really passionate about that, guess what? You can maybe do a video about that, give some value about that, maybe about 2 or 3 minutes, if that. The video, okay, why this company, or how has this company helped you as far as getting your story out there more to help out more people. And then that's how you can be, to answer the question what Neil brought up earlier as far as being an authority online. You don't have to know everything, but once you master that one thing, if it is your company, as far as just getting out there, guess what? People are going to come back to that video. You might even get some shares, comments, likes as far as that as well on that video or blog post what you're talking about. So, just giving you a couple examples as well. And notice when Patricia was scrolling down her blog, again, another good way to syndicate that blog. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that's the word for it. Just put it on different social media sites. Would it be, again, what's YouTube, Twitter, Google Plus, LinkedIn? It was I know personally that's been one of my good points is using LinkedIn. You would think professional people, but it's good information. Since I'm coming from the person who, again, I came from a network marketing background, I understand as far as offline too. I like to talk about personal development because guess what? This is not easy. This is exactly how business is, just like life. It goes up and down. So why not give you some type of motivation as far as, okay, let me get ready to go and do this. Then you can come going around and watch Neil's blog as far as learning marketing tips, master that strategy, and then run with it. So, just giving you just an example as far as, okay, this is where I can be passionate about as far as, okay, let me talk about this. Because, again, for those who are not camera shy, it will help you in the long run tremendously. And you will have no idea as far as who's paying attention. How in the world some people might know how I met Ian is because he did his first video, put it on Facebook, and I was like, okay, this is what it looks like. Met him at an event almost a year ago too. We've been cool ever since. So you'll never know who's paying attention to that video. You never know. So that's something I want to share about.
You're right there, and I always come back to this because this is the one that for me that really, two things that really hit home. Two of my mentors, in fact, one of them's my mentor's mentor, funnily enough, but my mentor, Mike, he mentioned that on one of his followers, they'd actually been following him personally, so whichever business he was in, but also his blog. Now, he's been blogging for a good while now. This person has been following him since 2008. 7 years they have been following him. So every single time he sent an email out, blog post, you name it, this guy followed him. And he didn't know about it for 7 years. This guy said, I didn't join you because I was already within a company, but I really liked the stuff that you shared, and it really resonated with me, but now I've left that company, I'm going to join you. And he joined him in the company that he's in now. And that to me is the power of getting your message out there, whether it be on a blog, whether it be on a video. And it is uncomfortable, but if you're not uncomfortable, you're not moving forward. We always have this, as humans, we have this thing where if we feel uncomfortable, we move back. Why not just say, you know what, I'm going to move forward because that's the way I want to go. You can continue to be where you are now, but I can assure you now, if you're not going to make yourself uncomfortable, you're going to work for someone who is going to make you feel uncomfortable. So, at the end of the day, you can either get them to push your boundaries or you can push your own. And then the difference between the two is they define your paycheck. Now, again, we're going to say results are not typical because we can't guarantee you any results, but I can assure you now, everybody that pushes their comfort zone and does the daily work is writing their own paycheck. Now, again, I will always say, see the income disclaimer, because there are no guarantees when it comes to making money online. But you go out there and you research some of the top bloggers, some of the top video marketers online, and you see the following. I'll give you one name, Gary Vaynerchuk. Absolutely phenomenal marketer, and you see him all over Facebook. He's always doing videos. There are bloggers out there, my favorite blogger, another mentor that I was going to mention, Ray Higdon. I've just got off an online seminar that he's actually doing called Top Earner Academy. And, the one thing he always mentions when he talks about blogging, he says, when you do paid marketing, if you stop paying for that marketing, do you think that your message is still being relayed out by them for another day, for another month? It gets stopped as soon as you stop paying for that marketing. But with a blog, he still gets paid 5 years down the line for a blog post that he wrote back in 2010, 2009. And he even said a little bit earlier on, he says, if you went back and saw those videos, somebody actually said to him, he says, you are so inspirational. And he was like, well, thanks. And he was like, well, no, I wasn't saying it because you was great. You actually were awful. Now, you laugh at that, but this guy is now the #1 earner in his company. Again, results are not typical, but he persisted with being uncomfortable. he stayed true to his focus. I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm going to find out what I need to do, and I will stay consistent, because that's another thing as well. You was mentioning, Andre, about social media, search engine optimization. I don't know anything, but the one thing I do know is Google will not rank you if you're not consistent. If it can't see you posting regularly, it won't rank you. So if you want to get consistent, if you want to see results in Google, you need to stay consistent, because it needs that in order to, it's trust. If Google doesn't trust you, it won't rank you. Now, that's one thing that I do know Google actually puts on focus on, other than other things. Now, we won't go into that topic because, like I said, I don't want to give you any false information. I don't know anything about social media, search engine optimization, but I know that is one of the key factors that Google actually relies on. But back to the point, you know, my mentor's mentor, Ray Higdon, his name is, and he, like I say, he gets paid for blog posts he wrote years ago. Once you write it, it's out there, and you just keep posting and posting and posting. And you know, this is another thing I said on a hangout a couple of weeks ago. You go to work at the moment, so you do a job 8 to 10 hours a day. You go home, and then you've got to come back and do that same job again and again and again. Now, if you're in, say you work in a shop and you have to serve customers, do you think that because you serve 100 customers yesterday that you've got to not serve any today? So you've got to serve them regardless, because that is your job. The difference between being online, and this is what we're talking about with blogging and with videos, is once you do it once, it's out there. It's, you know, people, coming back to the Ray Higdon thing, he's getting paid for a blog that he wrote 5 years ago. He promotes his most recent blogs and some of his popular blogs, but because of how consistent he is and how much great content he puts out there, he gets found and he's seen as an authority. But that's because he's consistent. He talks to the people that are wanting to read his message, but he's also speaking to what they want to hear. Now, what we were talking about earlier about your passions, so it doesn't necessarily need to be a problem if you're talking about tips. You know, that's what I like to do. But if you're just talking about something about football or shopping or lifestyle, something that someone resonates with, you know, if you consistently talk about that, people are going to want to know more about you, because they're going to want to see what you're all about. That's what we do. How many times have you seen someone pop up in Facebook again and again and again? I mean, you don't know nothing about them, but you've seen so much. You're like, you know what, I need to know what they're doing. I need to know what this message that they're putting out, if they keep doing it again and again and again. And I've seen a few people have caught my attention. So Gary Vaynerchuk, certainly for one. I mean, I know he's a great marketer, but I've only just learned about him over the past couple of months. But I've seen him pop up again and again and again. And at first, I didn't really pay too much attention because I didn't really know him. But I had a few names, and then eventually, just like I seen his name pop up, and I goes, you know what, I need to know what this guy's all about. So I clicked on it, and I just found myself getting more and more and more engaged. So it was word of mouth, but it was also because he kept popping up again and again and again. And that's what it's all about. You've got to just get over whatever it is that's holding you back. And most of the time, it's worrying about the rejection and worrying about what people are going to say about you, what people are going to think about you. Those are the people you don't have to worry about, because those are not going to be a part of your circle anyway. You want to be a part of the circle that people want to hear from you. People actually actively go looking for you, because that's what a passion is. If you start sharing that passion, you don't have to go out there and throw your post out there. It will certainly help to get more people in there, but you find something that you're truly passionate about and you get someone else who's passionate about, you won't need to promote, because they'll come looking for you. And that's the power of blogging, but also being true to who you are and sharing your message, because when people see and hear your passion, they'll want to do something. They'll be inspired by it. That's the other thing as well, and that is what is, for me, is what's so great about video as well. You know, you can write all you want about whatever it is you do in blogging, and that's great. Keep going. But the thing with me about blogging is you're at the mercy of the person that reads it. Now, I'm not saying that in a bad way, but you could say something and they can read it and they might not interpret it the same way you meant it. If you record it and put your message on it on a video, they can hear the passion in your voice. They can hear the drive in your voice. and that will make a connection so much better than a blog post. You could write 1,000 blog posts, but the message might not be relayed a lot equally as good as one video. People can see your face, they can hear the passion in your voice, and they can make the connection. You know, outside of face-to-face, video is the best form of marketing you're going to have. So if you start talking about your passion, something you're really passionate about, they can hear it in your voice, they can see it in your body language, they're going to want to be a part of that. And that is how you attract people to you. So, you know, just whatever it is that's holding you back, forget about it. Just get it. I'll tell you one thing that I always do, and this for me is my inspiration, and that's Anthony Robbins. Absolutely love that man. And whenever I find myself coming up against challenges, I have to just forget about the current problem, whatever it is that I'm doing. Same as if I'm coming up against challenges, I always just forget about the problem, take 2 minutes, walk away, and just listen to Anthony Robbins, and just get myself fired up again, and just get myself into that passionate stage of just like, you know what, I really want to do this. Because suddenly when that happens, you forget about whatever roadblock it is that you're coming up against, and you just get on with it, and you just do it because you're fired up and you don't care about anything else. So get yourself into that frame of mind and just get that passion back into you, and just start relaying the message. Because once you've done it once, that's it. It gets easier. And just keep pushing yourself. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And I'm telling you now, in a month, in a year, you will not recognize the difference.
Yeah, that's true. And you won't be the same person either doing video blogs. Because it's funny, when Neil just mentioned as far as Ray Higgins mentoring somebody in our company who's a multiple six-figure earner too, and again, his results aren't typical, but he's had a tremendous impact on one of our mentors as well, Mike. And you know, the funny thing is too, talking about you know, I'm going to brag a little bit about Ray for just a few moments, because his mentor is named by Eric Worre, who's you know, I guess I hate to say the word, you know, old school network marketing, because it's still very very productive today. But Eric Worre, since 2009, not in the company, but he's just been doing nothing but just giving that value as far as helping people building a business offline more so. But he does a video blog 5 times in a week. So he basically does one 5 times a week as far as just giving that value. He's also a mentor as well to our company owner as well, Dave Wood. They were in the same company like several years ago as well, but he stayed consistent with that since 2009. And I know for those that are in the network marketing profession, they would know that's the name of his company, Network Marketing Pro. So he just does nothing but just gives that value every time. So he's interviewed some of the top people in the profession as well, network marketing profession. He's interviewed guys such as Les Brown, Bob Proctor. Just recently got one now with Tony Robbins as well. Robert Kiyosaki and his wife Kim Kiyosaki. I love reading his books. A lot of Rich Dad series of books too. But he stayed consistent every single week, giving that value. He might be in a seminar, literally different part of the world, like in Germany or Sweden or England, and he's still giving out value. Yeah, I noticed the same thing as far as Bob Proctor, who's learning this new tool that you mentioned earlier as far as Periscope. He'll do the same thing. He get on Periscope and then start answering questions. He's like, all right. You know, it's basically, he sits back. He's almost like he was his demeanor. It's like, okay, go and shoot. It's like, how many times you read Think and Rich? And he just keeps on answering them. But he stays consistent on it. He's not there too often, but he's there monthly. That's my point. I mean, you can go on and on and on as far as books. But again, when you're staying consistent with that message, you're going to have people following you too and just wondering, okay, what is he doing? Another perfect example. 2 people in our company. He's $1 million earner, one of them, and the other one was a 6-figure earner, multiple 6-figure earner. But the 6-figure earner was watching this guy before he even joined his company, like a couple years before he even joined his company, just sitting back. Then when our $1 million earner finally joined his company too, and he started getting some results, that's when this other one I'm talking about, Sylvia Aaron Raskin, Sylvia was the multiple six-figure earner who was basically following Aaron Raskin because he was just giving that value weekly for several years, and then Sylvia finally said, "Okay, I'm going to go and follow this guy." He was in a different company now. Before I think his company had shut down, if I'm not mistaken, he just left too, and then Aaron Raskin decided to just go about with our company and just started just really producing results, still getting that value. And Sylvia said, "You know what? I'm following this guy." And now look at that. He's a multiple six-figure earner too, and Aaron Raskin's a multiple is $1 million earners. Now again, the results are not typical. So we keep on saying, go back to the check out the income disclaimer. But when you're staying consistent with Neil mentioned, you never know who's watching. You trust me. It doesn't matter. It can be the ugliest video, the ugliest blog post in the world. But for some reason, maybe the way you said it in the video, or maybe the way you wrote it and then said it, however, people are watching. For some reason, too. You keep on giving that value, it doesn't matter. You can just literally get out of bed, shoot a video or whatever, and people will just be kind of curious. I've seen so many people, it's like, how in the world they get all these views on YouTube or whatever? But they've had a following. The key thing is trying to go back to see the very first one, but the thing is you got to go back so far because they've been doing so many videos over the years. But I mean, trust me, those first few are not that pretty. They're not, but they still stay consistent with the message. So that's what we're trying to get to as far as, okay, this is the purpose of having a blog, but when you're staying consistent, you're going to get a following. You're going to get a following. Don't know if she's on here, but shout out to Lynn. She's been watching me for about a month now, if I'm not mistaken. She lives out in France. So she's been contacting me as well through LinkedIn, and we were just talking, if I'm not mistaken, just yesterday, as far as, just trying to just catching up or whatever. But she's somebody who's following me since literally before we started the event or whatever. So you never know who's watching. So that's my point. So you just stay consistent with your message. Like we always brag about Patricia because she always has so many videos on Facebook or whatever, but she has a huge following. She has people. She almost has more followers than actual people have on her profile, on her Facebook friends, because they're always curious, like, okay, what in the world is this woman doing? I know Ian built up the same thing as well too, posting up pictures or maybe some videos as well on Facebook, because people are like, okay, what in the world is this guy doing? So, same thing with you, same thing with Neil as well. So, I mean, people are curious when you stay consistent with that. They're going to be like, hey, what is this guy doing? So, all right, let me check what this guy is doing. And then, like Neil mentioned, you might pop up in their the timeline, whatever social media site it is, because you're staying consistent with that weekly. So, you never know. You never know when you're paying attention. Who's paying attention to you. So, that's why you just stick with it, stay consistent with it, with your message. Because that's one of the purposes of it.
Andre, I just want to say something too for people who are watching this hangout, that if they would leave us a comment below on information we're sharing, I'd love that. But also they have to remember that this is having the blog or buying the blogging platform is something that is a monthly fee, but to promote it and advertise it, they can do this all for free. And the wonderful technology we have here with Facebook and YouTube, it's absolutely a free platform. All of these are free platforms. Anybody can get on Facebook, anybody can get on Instagram, anybody can get on YouTube, and the other social media sites. There's LinkedIn if you're a business person. There's Pinterest, which people love pinning boards, going on there. You can have several boards on Pinterest and put your blog, your blogging link, or put your pictures to your blog up and link them back to your blog. So people have no excuse to be not to be consistent about spreading their blog around. And then, we did talk about videos. People are a little intimidated about doing their first blogs. Again, they could join any one of us. We were shy as well, and to get onto a blog, and we say, oh no, I can't do a video. I just showed you my blog that I had. I happen to have 2 blogs in there, which I'm in it, but I had also done a blog where I love the TED Talks, for instance, and from time to time I'll put a TED Talk into my blog. And I have a friend who did a TED Talk, actually was on the TED stage earlier this year, and I edified her with her blog, because we're trying to give out information that'll be helpful for different people who are in our niche. And you can use other people's blogs. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, you can even do that too. Reference other people's information. We could teach you how to do that. But you can use other people's videos to put into your blog, especially if you're not quite comfortable doing your own videos. But eventually, if you join one of us, Andre, Neil, Ian, or myself, we'll be more than happy to teach you how to do all of these things, so that you're not shy and that you can be consistent. You can get your information out there and attract the kind of people that will be following you, and you'll be able to give them this same information so that they too, it's all about helping people, so that they too can be consistent and learn how to do this for themselves. Because like you said, there's so many people coming online. There's so many people looking for ways to make money online and monetize what they're doing, and you can do that with a blog. Absolutely.
Any other thoughts, guys?
Yeah, because we're almost at the top of the hour, right? We're over time here.
Yeah, you summed it up pretty well, Patricia. It's all about helping people, and it's like the world's full of problems and you're full of solutions, so, work it out.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, I'll just close out with this, because I know it's something that certainly helped me when someone actually mentioned it to me, to be honest. And it's so easy to get stuck in thinking, what do I blog about? What do I blog about? And the question is, what is it that you're struggling with? Because that, when we're talking about when we're trying to find people online, we're always trying to find people like ourselves. So if you're looking to find people like yourself, then you need to look no further than home to find out what messages you need to be relaying. So what problems are you facing? What would you like to know? We always talk about be the leader that you want to see in the world. So, if you're having a problem about, I don't know, generating traffic, or maybe it's, what do I blog about? There could be a load of things that you could be asking yourself, but I'm not saying take it upon yourself to learn. At the same time, reach out. There's so many people on Facebook, or there's LinkedIn, there's Google Plus, there's YouTube, there's so many. All you have to do is reach out to someone and just talk to someone, and that could be another way for you to come up with ideas. Because since I've met Andre, Ian, and Patricia, my learning has gone further as well. Not just because of what they've helped me with, but also because of the sharing that we've done. We share and strategize and talk, and you just have so many breakthroughs. And that's just something else. So reach out on Facebook or wherever. I mean, give us a shout, give us a comment below, and just say, I would like help with this. Send us an email. I mean, we can give you our emails if you want to reach out to us, and we can help you. But we need to know what it is you need help with. But what I'm saying is, if you're struggling with how do I get more traffic, or what do I write about, you could just do a quick search in Google and just say, what do I write a blog about? And if you find something that you like, write about it. And if it's something that somebody's referenced, make sure you reference that and just say, yeah, this is where I learned it, and you can just post that out. But there's nothing that really should be holding you back, because there's so much information out there, and there's so many people out there that are wanting what you have. And all you have to do is just for once, your first one, just think, what, I don't care what it looks like, I don't care whether I've messed this up or whatever, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to post it. Write it, post it, and then worry about fixing it later. It's already out there then, and then you've got first one, and then it becomes easier to do the next one, and then the next one, and it just starts building momentum. The first one is always going to be the hardest. When I first shot my first video, I was stuttering. I was quite bad, because I've always had this problem with cameras, ever since I was in college. As soon as that light went on for me to be on camera, I was a nervous wreck, and I hated it. And I took that over with me to this. So when someone mentioned to me about getting in front of a video, I hated it. I've done everything that I could to avoid it, but there's no avoiding it. You know, I'm not saying you have to do videos. You know, you do what you're comfortable with. But if you want to move forward, same as I said, if it's uncomfortable, you're heading in the right direction. Move forward. Record a video, put it up on your blog, maybe write a few videos. Write a few words about it. This is what the blog's all about. You can even transcribe what the video says, because there are some people who prefer to read rather than listen to the video. So that could be another way to get engage your users as well. But don't hold back just because of a fear or whatever it is. If this is what you want to do, you've got to find a way past it. And like I say, I had the biggest fear of getting in front of a camera, even though there was no one else in the room, because I was holding myself back with what other people were thinking about when I post it. That's what I was bothered about. And also because I knew that there were people around me that would no doubt find it as well, and that's another thing that was holding me back. But you know, if you want to progress, you've got to just move forward. And you know, I just took the plunge, and since then it's like I'll shoot a video now. I'll write my blog post. I'll speak my mind. I'm not bothered about what people think or what people say, because those are the people that are not going to be in my circle. I'll just push them. In a metaphorical sense, it's push them to one side and move forward, because they're not a part of what I want to be around. You are the average of the 5 people you spend your most time with. So you don't want to be listening to that negativity, because I would never for 1 second bring someone else down. So if somebody tries to do that to me, that's not who I want to be a part of. So I'll just keep moving forward. So
and Neil, what I wanted to say is they can be a part of us, and they can. There's a would have to be a plane or something, helicopter flying by. I don't know if you guys heard that, but anyway, I was going to say with our site there, it says, yes, let me in, and it's a green button there. They can click on that, and then they can join us, right? And then also here, there's a blue button. Joining our community, we give away things for free, and we happen to have a wonderful book that we give away for free. Just, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Then you click on it. If you're watching this, you're watching the replay, because this video is going to be up for a whole week until our next live hangout. But they can click on that and see what we're giving away for free. And we do that because we genuinely want to help people get started in their own business, and that book will help them have the right mindset, what they should be thinking about when they're starting their own business. But I think we've run a little bit of overtime, and I know I have to go. I might have to see you guys later. I'll jump off of the webinar. My husband just got back home, and I really appreciate everybody here that has jumped on. I see we have a number of visitors this week that are following us and watching our story here. So I don't know what happened to Andre. Where's Andre?
I'm right here. I mean, I don't have much to add on to what you and Neil just saying. So I mean.
So does anybody want to close this out, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind closing it out. All I would say, guys, is whatever it is, if there's anything that you think I can't start because of this, you know, that's when you should be reaching out to us and just saying, you know what, this is what's holding me back, because we want to help you move forward. And whatever we can do to do that, we'll do that. It's not a problem at all. But we just need to know what that is. And like I said, when I first started getting online, mine was I didn't know what to blog about. When I was recording a video, I was scared to get in front of the video. We can help you with that. So, you know, all you have to do, reach out, and like I say, just click the button below and just join us, get involved with us, and we will help you move forward and overcome these obstacles that you're facing. So, you know, I'll just close out and say that whatever it is, we can help you overcome it. We just need to know what it is. So I would say click on the button below, reach out, get involved with us, and we will help you take yourself forward and hopefully build your business to to the heights in which you want to go.
And we'll see them next week.
And yes, we will see you all next week.
Yep, same time, same place next week, 6 p.m. Eastern time or 11 p.m. out there in the UK or 3 p.m. Pacific time. Until then, we'll see you then next week.
Overcoming the odds.